Hey everybody, welcome to Out of the Ordinary. I'm Jay and I am with
Sean,
Sean. How old are you?
29.
29 years old. Okay, knocking on 30, huh?
Hey, man.
Getting close. Where are you from originally?
Illinois.
Illinois. Whereabouts?
Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Illinois, but really St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, okay. They're that close?
Right. The border is the Mississippi. I was right on the Illinois side.
Oh, wow.
There's actually an East St. Louis in Illinois.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I did not know that.
Yep.
And what do you do for work?
Car sales.
Car sales. Okay.
I sell the best product in the world, Toyota.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so that's where we're going to start, and I'm going to ask him just 10 fun kind of life questions. Sean, what are your thoughts on aging, just generally?
Sneaks up on you, but at the same time, I'm a big believer in you're only as old as you feel.
Right. I think you make a good point. I've seen plenty of 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that look rather youthful, and I've seen some 30-year-olds that look like they're in trouble.
You are right. I play soccer
Oh, you do?
weekly, and I play with some older guys. I play with some younger guys.
Yeah.
Some of the older guys. There's this guy I played with, Ed.
Yeah? Animal.
Man.
Dude's an animal.
Used to play for the Ghanaian national team.
Oh, wow. And how old is he, do you think?
50s easily.
Wow.
Fit as I am, stronger than I am.
Isn't that
About
something?
as fast. I'm pretty quick, but
Yeah.
about as fast as me too.
Well, that means staying active is important then. So, what do you think at 29? That's a good age. What do you think's the perfect age? Do you think there's a perfect age?
Regarding
Just generally, maybe at 70 you can't, hike up mountains, but maybe at, 18 you don't know enough.
so physically the best age, or
Yeah, or any. Just what do you think?
success wise, monetarily, I'd say physical wise. If you're 18 to 25 years old and you ever want to make something out of your body, better
That's it.
physique, whatever, that's when you want to do it.
Okay.
That's when you want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the age where I can still go out there, put on some mass and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
the testosterone just isn't quite like when I was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
The metabolism isn't quite like when I was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
You get injured these days and
Takes
stay
a little
injured,
longer.
Stay injured for a little while.
Gotcha.
When you're younger, you fall, you scrape, you just brush some dirt on it,
Gotcha.
rub it, you'll feel better.
So at 29, still a young guy, or
I
youngish,
think so.
anyways. Yeah. I have this question on here. Usually I ask it of older people, but would you take immortality if you could take a pill? You get to stay this age
So-
and this person.
A little bit of it's a very loaded question because there's a
Okay.
lot that comes with immortality. For instance, am I going to be immortal and feel pain? Am I going to be immortal and stay youthful? Am I going to be immortal and just eventually fade?
In this
to
hypothetical, the way that I've been saying it to other people is you
Physically
are,
prime.
you are how you are today. So,
forever,
That's it. Yep.
forever and ever,
Yep.
long past humanity.
Yep.
A little bit morbid. Could I kill myself if it came down to it?
Ooh.
Because if it's 200 years after humanity, I'm probably gonna be a pretty miserable soul.
You're flipping the tables in a way nobody else has. This is excellent. Let's just say sure.
Okay.
Sure, you could do yourself in the same. So it would be optional. You're gonna get two pills. You're gonna get one pill that will give you immortality. The other one that will, do you in, completely wipe you out.
I'd say yes. I'd like to see what humanity has to offer
Okay.
as a whole, as a
Yeah,
species.
see
down the
see
road.
if and when we make it to Mars. See if and when. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let's go the other way. No immortality. Is there an afterlife? Let me just ask you your opinion. Do you think there's an afterlife?
It's a tough one. The scientific side of me says physically, but realistically, probably not. It doesn't make sense. But what we as humans understand about anything is very little. Scientists would dictate that no, nothing like that exists in this current reality as we know it. But it does beg the question: why anything? Where do we come from? Where does it all come from?
Right.
It's hard for humans to conceptualize a time before the Big Bang or that something greater than the universe exists.
Right.
So I guess my belief is that I'm open to the possibility of it.
It sounds like I'm going to paraphrase this, but correct me if I've got this wrong. It sounds like you're leaning towards no, there's not an afterlife based on what you think, what science has shown today. That said, we don't know so many things.
Correct.
That you'd be open to the idea if evidence presented itself where you'd be like, oh, I guess there is.
Right.
Is that kind of it? Okay, I think that's a fair. Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, I like that. That's good. What would you do if you found out you had 1 year to live?
Probably apply for 67 credit cards.
That's smart, man.
67
That's
credit
right.
cards.
You don't have to disclose how long you're going to live on those applications.
Go out and lease a vehicle I cannot afford.
Yeah, sure.
Drive it like I stole it.
Yeah, you bet.
Safely, of course.
Yeah.
And endanger others.
Right.
Never been big on traveling, but I'd probably travel a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you got 365 days. I figure I'm like a kind of a scaredy cat on a lot of things. I figure on day 365, I might just take that motorcycle and try to jump the Grand Canyon or
Thelma
something.
and Louise it?
Yeah, it's like it's the final day. It's any minute now. You know
Go
what?
with the bang.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go the other way. If you could travel back in time, what would you change? These are out there questions, but
Back to any point?
you could try. Yeah, no restriction.
Well, the obvious answer, the logical choice is if I could go back in time, I would stop the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand that put us into World War I and then caused issues with Germany and further aggressions, and then by extension World War II, etc. So I'd probably stop that immediately because that is
Wow.
I feel like those slowed us down as a race or as a species.
That is
quite a bit.
A big answer and an educational answer. I did not know that. So, yeah, you're right, because you would with that one thing, you'd be stopping 2 of 2 world wars. And what would that mean for humanity overall? It'd be very interesting.
I mean, look at it this
Wow,
way.
that's pretty cool, dude.
We went from the Wright brothers with their first flight in it was like 1913 or something like that, some time ago. Less than 100 years later, like 50 years later, we were flying to the moon.
Yeah. Right.
That was with the World War.
Right.
Those are 2 world wars.
Right. Imagine without and maybe possibly a united, mission or something. That would be something. I like that. That's good. Okay. If money was no object and you could bring people with you, where would you live? You could live anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Hawaii or somewhere like North Dakota, Wyoming, somewhere on a big pasture.
And that's the whole world, because that could include, Asian countries, European countries. Doesn't matter. That's
As
where
much
you
as
pick.
I think the Asian countries are interesting, there's a lot of smog in China. I think China's a beautiful country, but a lot of smog. The whole deal with like Hong Kong is crazy.
Yeah.
Japan is way overcrowded,
Yeah.
way overworked. Korea's nice, but I wouldn't like to be too close to North Korea.
Okay.
So that pretty much
these are
knocks
all-
out Asia
Yeah,
for
man,
me.
you got very thoughtful answers. That's right. Okay. What would you do if you woke up one day and everyone was gone without a trace? Poof, you're it.
Everyone is gone.
You're it.
The animals exist though?
Yeah, animals are here. Just people. Every person's gone. You're the last man standing.
That's a good question.
Now imagine it's like the real hypothetical. The way the question is you woke up, you go to sleep tonight, you wake up the next morning, you come here for work, or you come in to drive into work, there's no traffic, nobody's out there, you arrive at work, nobody's here, doors are locked, and then you realize you're the last, there's no one left, they're all gone.
I think the distinctly human characteristic would say that I would just kind of stay close to what I know for a little while, feel it out, make sure like, hey, there's a reason everybody's gone. Maybe whatever this shit is coming back. Hard to language.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Coming back. Maybe I should hunker down, kind of stay in my spot that
Yeah.
I know my surroundings. So I'd probably do that for a little while. And as time went on, days, weeks, months, if still nothing has changed, and there's obviously no threat by this point, but still there's no humanity around, probably start to branch out a little bit. Start to
See what people have in their homes.
probably start to take a look in stores, see what's offered out there for me as far as sustenance, and I guess just live my life.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get right with yourself, because that would be your company. I mean, minus the animals, of course. Okay.
Wilson.
Ken Wilson. Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, so this is an even tougher question. But answered in your own way, Sean. What is the purpose of life to you?
I don't believe there is one.
Yeah, you don't think there's. Yeah.
And humans are so infinitesimally insignificant on the cosmological scale that it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, the Earth doesn't matter. Alexander the Great, one of the most important humans to ever exist, one of the greatest conquerors ever, it doesn't matter. Genghis Khan, who has children today, doesn't matter. We don't matter, you and I. People 1,000 years from now won't matter. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think.
Just live your life, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think to your point, it's like if you look at it,
Enjoy
the large universe expanse, right? I mean, we would not even be equivalent to a grain of sand
Correct.
on the planet, and perhaps as meaningless. I mean, except to our own person, right?
That's one of the wise words of Carl Sagan. You know who Carl Sagan is?
Oh yes, sure.
We're just a small speck of dirt suspended in the sunbeam.
Yep.
That's all we are.
Yep. And that's the big Earth, and we're not even a termite.
Nothing.
Okay. Good. That's a great answer. Okay. What is your version of Utopia?
This is gonna sound. I'm not a socialist, I promise. But
that's all right. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, and
I think somewhere with healthcare for everybody, and not shitty European healthcare, where if you have the lowest form of healthcare, you're not going to get help for 2 weeks. Just healthcare where you can go to the doctor if you need it. You go to the hospital if you need it. If you need surgery, you get that surgery. If it's not immediate, maybe they postpone it. Healthcare. I personally don't like the idea of billionaires. I mean, they did what they did to get there, but I don't believe a billionaire can become a billionaire without stepping on throats and stabbing other people in the back.
Well, and they also definitely didn't do it on their own, right?
Correct.
They used the roads that we've already built. They used the telecommunication lines that are already in existence. You know what I mean? They may have been, again, you can be born into one situation and born into a completely other. So they kind of won the lottery there.
Very, very smart individuals, but also takes a lot of luck. You could say somebody is just as smart, but doesn't get the success because they didn't have the luck in the right places. That's
one thing I will say, because I definitely agree, I think, with your sentiment on that. That's one thing I do kind of like, at least a little bit about, I think it was, I might get this wrong, but I think it was Mark Cuban who recently said, he was like, what do you credit to, all your success, hard work, and it's like, it was mostly just totally lucky. And I'm like, at least you're being honest, dude.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, at least you didn't think, because I feel like a lot of these guys get so full of themselves, like, I'm this genius, I'm so smart, you know what I mean?
I guess if I were to put it into one short little answer, it would be, I don't believe that there should be people struggling to pay their bills and people with money for generations. I don't believe they should exist in the same place.
I think that's fair. I also think back on your healthcare thing too, is it does drive me crazy when, people could in fact be helped, cured, or otherwise, because the technology and the it exists to help them, and then just.
I mean, when people pay,
that's pretty rough.
$500 for a bottle of insulin, it's ridiculous, in my opinion, of course.
No. Well, that's what we're after, is your opinion. So good. Last question: do you get deja vu or any other weird occurrences? And if so, what's that like?
So, one thing about me, which if you haven't realized throughout this interview, is that I'm a very particular beliefs and way of thinking, and deja vu is just, it's a scientific, there's an explanation for it. It's just your brain attributing past events with your current mindset and just making it think that you've seen it before, but you haven't. So deja vu is it's just your mind playing tricks on you. Obviously we can't see in the future.
Okay. One more.
That's the way I see it.
Do you get deja vu or weird occurrences?
Sick.
See what I did there? Come on. Anyway. All right. Sean, thank you very much for your time and your interview. It was great. Thanks a lot, man.
Of course.